Hi everyone and welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. I'm Shelby and this video is all about Fine Line by Harry Styles. Boom shakalaka, here it is, Fine Line by Harry Styles. So here's the thing about me. I'm pretty picky about albums I have on vinyl, and I only love to get albums on vinyl that I love as a whole, especially if it's like from the 2000s on, because that is the whole thing about vinyls is that you play them all the way through. There is no skipping of songs. I mean, you technically can skip, but it requires a lot of effort to skip a song. So Fine Line by Harry Styles is definitely an album that I love so much, and I've had a lot of time to love on it. It was released in December 2019, and I wanted to kind of review it, but more so rank the songs from the album. And I feel like when I was making my ranking, I feel like I knew pretty confidently my first two or three songs that were going to be at the bottom of my ranking. But I would say from like number 9 or 8 and onward, it got very tricky for me to figure out how I wanted to rank the remaining songs. So the way that my ranking works is 12 is my lowest and 1 is obviously my number 1. And I want to make it very clear that this is definitely all opinion based, and I just wanted to make this video since I do enjoy the album so much. It was more so a fun challenge for me, and I think everyone is going to have a different ranking, and that is the beauty of music, and the sure sign of a great album is that everyone is going to have a different ranking, and there is no right or wrong answer. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my ranking of Harry Styles' Fine Line songs and kind of just chat a little bit about the songs along the way. Number 12 on my ranking is a song that I knew pretty confidently was going to be my number 12, but this just goes to show you that every ranking is different, because my song that is my number 12 is actually, I know someone that would put this song probably as their like number 2 or 3. They love it that much. And that is To Be So Lonely. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I love this entire album, but through the months of me listening to this album and such, I can say that To Be So Lonely is a song that I do skip pretty often. I like it. I know all the words. It's nothing against it, but just compared to some of the other songs, it's more of a skip for me. But with that being said, I think part of the reason that is because I do think the mood of To Be So Lonely and like the instrumentation of it is something that I have to be in a mood for to listen to. Like, it's not necessarily a song that if it just comes up on shuffle, I'm always going to be in the mood for. It's one that's got to hit just right. And that leads me into number 11. And number 11 is actually just an aggressively cheery song that I do enjoy. But once again, it falls right under in I need to be in the mood for it. And that is Treat People with Kindness. All I can say about Treat People with Kindness is it is Partridge Family through and through. If you don't know who the Partridge Family are, it's from the 70s. It's an American TV show. I think it was just a TV show. I mean, were they an actual group? They might have been. I'm not sure. Just do a very quick Google and just listen to the theme song of that show. You will know exactly what I mean, but it's the only thing I can think about when I hear Treat People with Kindness. But that's kind of the point. It is aggressively peppy, but also very retro peppy. It is so thoroughly 70s Partridge Family inspired that it just makes me smile so much. And that is the whole point of the song. That's why it's literally called Treat People with Kindness. But it's definitely one that I enjoy for that reason. But it goes along with, I feel like I need to be in the mood to really thoroughly appreciate it. Therefore, I don't always listen to it. Number 10 is one that I think Elton John has said that he really, really likes. And I like it too, but it's definitely a bit more eclectic song. And that is Sunflower Volume 6. This song really boiled down to how often do I listen to it? And it's one that I don't necessarily skip when it comes on, but it's not one I rarely have sought out to listen to. Like, ooh, I have this song from Fine Line that's stuck in my head. Let me just pull it up. I wouldn't say it's one I reach to pull up to purposely listen to, but it's not one I skip when it comes on, if that makes sense. Number 9 is Canyon Moon. Canyon Moon feels like it's more of kind of got that treat people with kindness, happy vibes, but not quite as retro musically. Canyon Moon is feel good. That's pretty much all there is to say. It's a very pleasant, feel good song, and I do enjoy the harmonies of the chorus when he's singing the I'm going home over and over and all the different harmony combinations with it. That is so pleasant to listen to, and I do enjoy it. It might not be quite as, I don't know, complex per se as maybe some other songs on the album, but it's a good one. Number 8 is the ballad Falling. Falling is your classic sad piano ballad. Straight up, that's what it is. There is not some like major music twist or turn or surprise within it, but it is very beautiful, and I love hearing Harry sing it live. He gave a very moving performance of it at the Brit Awards of 2020. I think it was the 2020 Brit Awards. Maybe it's it was the 2020 Brit Awards. It was so moving and so gorgeous, but since it is so depressing, it is number 8. Did I say number 8? Yeah. It's number 8 on my list because unless I am okay with my mood to be put into that zone, I can't listen to it because it is so sad, but so gorgeous. Right along with Falling is number 7, and that is the song Fine Line. I love Fine Line. I love the song. There are just other songs on the album that I listen to more consistently. And there is another jam song on the album that I listen to a lot more. I wonder what it is. If you know this album, you know what it is. But Fine Line is really pretty. It's kind of more folksy at the beginning, like with the style of the acoustic guitar. But I love all of the gorgeous harmonies happening, not just from Harry, but the other vocalists as well. It's all very airy, kind of Mumford and Sons-esque, not completely Mumford and Sons. I just mean that style of music, not saying specifically Mumford and Sons, but it's a beautiful closing song. It has a very nice build to it musically. It's one that I like to listen to with headphones and just turn it up and let it wash over me. Number 6 is a song that I think when this album first came out, I would have put a lot higher, but the public did ruin it for me a little bit, and that is Watermelon Sugar. Of course, Watermelon Sugar is a great song. It is so easy breezy, wonderful listening. I am thoroughly shocked, though, that out of all of his singles, that is the one that took off the most, because it is not the single I liked the most. And I can't figure out if people just like how catchy the phrase watermelon sugar is. In that regard, it's genius for radio play. But yeah, I think in the past I would have put it a little bit higher, but just how popular it is kind of has diminished it a little bit for me in like the level of how much I like it, because I think it just has been blowing my mind that it is so popular compared to some of the other singles he's released. Number 5 is the slow song of my choice on this album, and that is Cherry. I listen to that one a lot. I really don't skip it super often. I think it's a beautiful love song, and I love that his ex is speaking at the end of it in French. I think that that's really beautiful, because I think a lot of the times musicians tend to be a bit more discreet, and Harry doesn't necessarily come out and say like, hey, this song is about so-and-so, but he also made it blatantly obvious because he literally featured her on the song. And that's a bold move. That's a really bold move, but it also is a very mature move. And I really loved that. I like that it's a slightly different tempo to a slow, sad love song. And I think that's why I like it. It's like that variation from the piano ballad. It's just a nice interpretation of a classic sad love song. Okay, so from number 4 on was very difficult for me to pick the order because these 4 songs are on a very nearly equal playing field for me. I actually almost feel wrong saying what my number 4 is right now. I feel like I want to put it up higher. I'm just going to say it. Adore You. Adore You is number 4, but I feel like it should be number 3. I'm regretting it, but I'm going to go with it. Adore You is the single that I thought should have taken off. Adore You should have been what Watermelon Sugar is. It is fantastic. I want to say pop, but it's not even quite pop. It's a fantastic radio song. That's what I mean by pop. It is a fantastic, wonderful, cute song that should have done way better on the radio. The music video, absolutely genius. I freaking love the music video to Adore You. Please watch it if you have not watched it. Adore You has this wonderful, not try hard, but wonderful modern melody that just gets stuck in your head and it doesn't leave, but not in an annoying way, like in a wonderful way. And it's just a great love song. Just Let Me Adore You. It's so cute. And the little like, oh honey, like, ugh, it's so fun to sing along to. I have no idea how it didn't take off the way Watermelon Sugar did. I really don't. I just think it's such a bop. Adore You is a bop, and I love it. Number 3 is a moment on the album that I think is perfect for Harry Styles, and it is She. She is everything I could have wanted from Harry Styles to do. I love the higher register of his vocals for the whole chorus. You don't hear that. You hear it more on Fine Line, but before Fine Line, you didn't hear it like as often from Harry Styles. But I am in love with the David Bowie, Pink Floyd-esque inspired music styling. It just suits him so well. His band does incredible on it. I am in love with the music break on She. I love how kind of gritty but moody, and it's just spectacular. I really enjoy She and how it all comes, it builds to just being pulled back to just some piano chords and a little bit of guitar. It's amazing, and I cannot wait to see She live. I really hope Harry's tour is going to be happening this fall because I have tickets and I am so excited. Like, all I have thought about since I have heard She on the album is I cannot wait to see this one live. Like, I am ready to see the band just let go and have a good jam. I want it to happen so badly. Number 2 is a song that I love singing along to in the car, and it is Golden. I wish Golden had more love. I wish more people publicly listened to Golden because it's another song that I think would do great publicly on the radio, and it has been released as a single. I just love it. It's right there with Adore You in that it is a very uplifting, bright sort of love song lyrically and musically. And I think Golden is definitely a song from the album that when I first heard the album, I don't think I would have ranked it this high. Like, I really do not think Golden would have even been in my top 5. But as time has gone on and the more I've listened to it, it gets stuck in my head in the best way. And it has definitely grown. It's been like a fine wine for me. Golden has definitely developed over the months to turn into one of my favorites. And I know that that's one that some people who I know who listen to Fine Line probably don't agree with. Like, they don't understand why I personally love Golden so much. I don't really understand it either. I just do. I think it's great. I just do. Finally, number one, which is also probably so surprising for some people, for me, is Lights Up. Why has Lights Up not been given the love that I feel it deserves? I have no idea. I can't tell you what the song is about. I literally feel like the lyrics, I have sung that song out loud over and over, and I'm just like, I have no clue what the meaning of Lights Up is, but the music, the music on the verses, the intro into the song musically, and the really more so contained drumming with the guitar that's happening on the verses with Harry's, once again, higher register. I just think it is so groovy. It's a groovy song. I have no idea what it means, but the music in it always just makes it's just pleasant to listen to, especially with headphones. The groove and the beats just go seamlessly, and it is a pretty short song, and I wish it was longer. I literally put it as number one because I had to, because you know how you get those end of the year recaps. I think Apple Music does them, but I have Spotify, and Spotify does the end of the year recaps. And for the year of 2020, I wasn't surprised to see it. Lights Up was my number one played song on my Spotify. That is the best sign to tell you how obsessed with it I am. The fact that it was my number one song on my Spotify. I know so many people do not understand why I love Lights Up that much, but it's the groove. It is the groove. It is totally the music on that one for me that I just cannot get enough of. I'm not surprised that even though it was the lead single, it didn't explode. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a single that I think is like truly meant for radio play or public play. I think a lead single for a new album should really spark that curiosity. And with that sort of groove and that different tone of coming out and his singing that we didn't hear much in the first album, it worked on me. I was hooked. I was ready to experience what was to come. There it is in all of its glory. That is my ranking of songs from Fine Line. We all know this is a great album. It's just a good album. And if you don't know that because you haven't listened to it, please give it a listen. I think Fine Line was a very good defining moment for Harry's solo career. I loved his first album. I really did. But this one definitely feels more authentic to all sides of his musicality, while the first album was definitely just like retro, and that's it. But this album, Fine Line, feels like, I keep looking down because it's literally in my lap. This album, Fine Line, feels like this is Harry Styles. I think what also makes me a bit sad is since this came out in December of 2019, I don't think Fine Line has gotten quite all of the public love I would have loved for it to have gotten because of the pandemic and such. So I am hoping he can make this Fine Line tour happen. I think it would be a great revival of the album for the world to hear before album 3 comes along, whenever that may be. I hope it comes along. I know he's been filming a bunch of movies, so I hope he doesn't forget about the music making. But anyway, let me know in the comments what songs you love from Fine Line. And if you want to create your whole own ranking, please show it in the comments. I would love to look through them because I have a feeling a lot of people's rankings are going to look very different from mine. But go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really just appreciate everyone who watches and supports my videos and my channel. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it until the very end of this video. And until next time, bye.